Hey, welcome everyone. How are you?
Good.
Good, good. Thank you.
Doing
I
good.
feel I feel so unqualified to be here. I'm not a chef. I'm only the camera guy, but it's so great to know all of you. Since of course, everything started from meeting Chef Andy, and then from there, we were able to meet Taku last year. Had a great time. Taku, has been a pleasure filming with you, and then
Great.
we met David. Unfortunately, I have not met him in person, but I can't wait to have some of your sushi. I'm really looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are excited. Thanks, Chef Andy, for having me help out and being one of the hosts here. I do. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, it's Saturday, so everyone's kind of home. So yeah, we like to, let everyone introduce themselves a little bit about themselves, what their specialty is, what they've done in the past, what they're going to be doing in the future, and as well, after that, we'll have some topics we're going to cover, and then we're going to have a question and answer and open it to all the participants. So, with no further delay, Chef Andy, let's hear from you first.
Oh, it's me. Okay. Hello, everyone. We have about over 50 people are signing this time. So we're happy to see all of them. Welcome. My name is Andy Matsuda. I'm an CEO of Sushi Chef Institute. We're in Los Angeles and California, and we doing training people become a sushi chef in 2 months. That's the key. 2 months to become a sushi chef. And people say there's no way. It takes about 5-10 years. But Japanese way is they don't teach anybody because you have to see me and learn. That's a very awkward to learning. So we teach whatever I know of 40 years experience, put it into the 2 months. Brian in here watching me is good this morning, and he taking classes right now. And David also is one of my graduator. We have about 1,800 graduate, so welcome to and any questions is coming to me. I'd like to be some in future more online things in the future that see what happened. So we have One World's and Sushi Chef Network. We try to working on it. October 1st, we do Onigiri Action is going to be going too. So we have a lot of things to talk about. All right. So send it to the next person. Thank you.
Okay, great. And I just want to say a couple of things. Being in the social media platform, a lot of people ask Hiro, who can they recommend? And that's why we send everyone to Chef Andy, because not only have we seen what he's been able to do, his students speak louder than anything else. Of course, here's a student here. We had to call him Sensei now. Sensei David. He's one. And as well as David, there's many really well-accomplished sushi chefs that have not only taken the knowledge that Chef Andy's taken, but from there, just run with it. And then really, it's kind of like you give someone an education and tools, they can do anything with it. And so congratulations to all of your students. Okay, well, David, you're on my main screen, so let's hear from you. Let's hear about your experience with Chef Andy, what you did with the education, and what you're doing now, what you're going to be doing in the future.
Definitely. Well, thank you for having me. I met Sensei 13 years ago at Sushi Chef Institute, and I did the program and graduated. I was fortunate enough to also go to Japan to his restaurant and continue my studies. But like what Sensei was saying, it's true. The technique of learning is about watching, and the Japanese don't let you watch. So Sensei kind of did the cheat codes, and he crammed it into 2 months, and you're going to learn a lot. And you're going to look back on it for years and years and years, but it's just practice and repetition. Currently, I just relocated to Florida, as you guys can probably tell. New York City wasn't working out. I have several locations in New York. I'm the chef and owner of Sushi by Boo, Moonrise Izakaya, and Sunset Sushi. And we have locations in Chicago, New York, and Florida. And we'll get all into it right now, but my New York locations are currently closed.
Yeah, really sad to hear that. I know that you've had a lot invested in there. In fact, that's where you started originally, wasn't that your home base?
Definitely over a decade of sushi. I think New York City was the place for someone like me to make a name for themselves. So definitely a lot of hard work and excited to return. But right now it's not looking too good.
Yeah. Well, look, hopefully besides, whatever is happening right now with COVID, things seem to be slowing down in the country. And after this political election, whether it goes one way or the other, hopefully everyone can calm a little bit down and then we can proceed with our normal lives. Because I know that's affecting everyone in every city. So, well, good luck to you. We can't wait to hear from you, and hear more about your business. Chef David, what's the best way for people to reach you if they want to know? I mean, you're on Instagram.
Yeah, I think Instagram is definitely my one social media outlet. I don't have too much social media, but Instagram, David Bouhadana, and Sushi by Boo. So
Okay.
that's it.
So many people who found us here through Instagram, we tagged you in some of the posts anyway.
Yeah.
And one more question we all want to know: are you going to be shaving that beard anytime soon?
I don't think so.
Jesus,
Sorry,
that's
Sensei.
Looking good, looking good.
Thank you.
I like that. I like that picture you posted on Instagram, Chef David, next to
Thank
Adam
you.
Sandler.
Zohan Brothers.
Yeah, looks almost exact.
That's right. It runs in the blood.
Okay, let's move to Taku. Taku,
Hey guys.
thanks for joining us. Thanks for your time. We're so happy to see you here. You guys
Yeah.
are doing some great stuff on YouTube, man. We're excited
Thank
to see you grow, and we're happy to be part of the journey.
Thank you so much. Thank you. First of all, yeah, thank you for having me. I feel so honored to be on this panel right now with some of the most amazing chefs here. That's really an honor for me because I've been watching, all of you guys for a while now. So yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so thank you for having me. So yeah, for anybody, all the participants who are watching, my name is Taku. And I actually learned how to make sushi in San Francisco. And that's where I went to college. And actually, I didn't go to college for cooking or anything like that. I went for kinesiology. I was going to pursue physical therapy, but then I switched to, after I graduated, to becoming a sushi chef. And I like what Chef Andy was talking about, how he teaches in 2 months, making sushi chefs that quick. And people ask me all the time, did you learn in Japan? And my answer is always like, if I were to learn in Japan, I wouldn't be a sushi chef until I was like 40.
True.
Much older. So I was like, no, I learned in San Francisco. It was much faster. I was more like, I went into the restaurant and I asked them. I was like, yeah, can I become a sushi chef? Can I try it out? And the chefs there were like, you know what, we'll let you try it out for a month. And if we think you're good enough, maybe we'll hire you. But if not, then you gotta go. So they gave me a chance and I was able to prove my worth at that time. And yeah, so now I'm here. I started a YouTube channel called Outdoor Chef Life a couple years ago. And I had the pleasure of doing a collab with Chef Hiro. He came to California, to San Francisco, and we did a few videos, which was amazing. And actually, the first video we did together, that's still my most viewed video on YouTube. Yeah, so that.
How many views do you have on that video, Taku?
Over 2 million.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so that
Nice
was
job.
the one with Chef Hiro. That's my most viewed video.
Yeah, that's great. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
When you joined that restaurant and started learning, did you have any cooking experience at all, any sushi experience or kitchen experience?
No sushi experience, only home cooking experience. That's it. No professional kitchen experience. So what I did first was I actually, it was a stage, basically, they called it, right? And it was a month-long stage. And I was finishing my degree at the same time. And so I wasn't being paid for working at the restaurant, but I was able to pick things up pretty quickly because I really like to learn, and I was able to learn on my feet very fast. And yeah, so that's how it happened.
You're right. And your kitchen experience, where did you get that from? Is that from the staging? Your kitchen experience, was that from staging, or was that from maybe your mother taught you or your father taught you?
Yeah, so since I was young, my mom would cook every day. She cooked dinner every day of my, of my life, basically, when I lived with her. So yeah, so I learned a lot from my mom, definitely. And I was always interested in cooking. I always liked being in the kitchen with her, and just having fun and yeah, making good food. So I just wanted to make that. I felt like it was a sort of a calling. Like I wanted to make food for people. I wanted to make good food, and fortunately, I was able to do that. Started working at the restaurant, sushi restaurant, and where I learned was a restaurant called Roka Core, and they have a few locations, but I worked in the one in San Francisco, and I worked with some great chefs that taught me the right way, the proper way, the first time. So I wouldn't have many bad habits and things like that. Just learning, really, yeah.
Sounds good. Congratulations again on your success.
Thank you.
And the last gentleman on this panel, I know him a little bit better than everyone else. I would have to say a brother from another mother. Hiro-san.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. That I have to say all the time. I came into United States in 1991, so almost 29 years I live in United States. All my life as a sushi chef. And 2011, I started a YouTube channel with today's host, with Charles Preston. And 2018, I became a full-time YouTuber. So then last year, with Taku, we made a collaboration. And also the congratulations, David, opened a new restaurant. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, I like to come to restaurant very, very soon. So I need to ask you later how I can get the reservation. Hope
Absolutely.
you're a very busy person right now. And
No.
Also the Taku, right now everything is a coronavirus thing, so it's a little bit difficult time. But I really like to collaboration another one. Right.
Yeah.
Also, you can come to Miami also.
Yeah.
And then Chef Andy. I'm looking for another collaboration too. Yes. So
we have already a many plan already.
Yes, we have a lot of many plans actually this year too. I was planning to go to Japan May, but of course I couldn't make it. A lot of plans actually couldn't make it happen this year, but hopefully get back to soon to going back to normal. So we're gonna be do collaboration or something,
Sure.
Can't wait to do that too. Yeah. So I don't say much, but yeah. So anyway, I'm not really working at the restaurant right now, but still I'm doing in the cooking and on the video. Yeah.
Keeping work hard.
So one thing I wanted to say is that for those of you who don't follow the rest of us on Instagram, Chef Andy invited Hiro, and I was able to come along to Holland America Cruises. And this is earlier before, I think right when the pandemic started. It was early, like the second, I think it was in February, right, Chef Andy? Right around that time.
Right. Japan started to end of the February, but we're gradually really made it to come back. Even though at LAX I came, my wife told me, you don't want to touch me anything. It's just a scare for everyone. So we made it to clearly, but it's just getting worse and worse every after we came back in here. So New York shut down, LA shut down, airport pretty much bad, restaurant shut down, everywhere is coming to everywhere. It's just a very bad situation. It's just unbelievable things that happen was any restaurant or any business is they don't know what to do in things, so we close down. We can't go get out. It's a curfew. It's just people need to stay at home, but it's a difficult situation. So the thing is, we never happen, but it's not just for us. We're the whole world. It's our just not get out. It's a no car on the outside. It's just people stay home, and no one knows. No one gives you a direction what to do. That's the difficult part for everyone.
Right. Well, on the panel, out of the four of you, the only one right now that's directly involved with the business is, of course, David. David, tell us about your plans. I know last time we had a Zoom meeting, you had actually spoken about what your plans are. You know, people asking you to take over restaurants for no charge, just to walk in and take over the rent. I know that was, you know, several months ago. What's changed since then for you, and how do you see things going forward? Because you're extremely knowledgeable on the marketplace right now.
Well, thank you very much. Currently, those offers do stand in New York. There's plenty of cafes and all kinds of little small boutique stores that I would convert to a sushi bar, which is a kind of my go-to thing, is small little 800 square foot locations. And right now, I don't think there's actually an accurate poll that shows how many restaurants are actually fully closed. But those offers still stand. No one is in a rush. We're going to be doing a promotion soon because we have several locations and hotels that we actually you might get a free hotel room with your reservation just to come to New York City. That's the point. We're actually discussing how to get people back to New York City, and that's what we came up with, and the hotels are actually approving of this. So it's kind of right now, it's pretty dire. We just got the approval for 25% occupancy starting September 30th. The outdoor seating has been going well, but when weather gets bad, it's a problem. And of course, with any protests or people marching in the streets, it makes it very difficult to enjoy yourself. The odds are definitely against them. Real estate hasn't dropped surprisingly, but maybe that bubble will burst. But Florida as well, actually, there's been a big surge. I relocated to Florida, but even Sunny Isles, Miami, there's actually a lot of good offers to be had. But New York still stands to be the place where I can get a few restaurants for free right now, in a sense. I just take over the lease, but I have no interest right now in doing that.
How many operations do you have in New York that are still going to be opening soon? I know some are. You got Sushi by Bay as well, no? That's there.
Sushi by Bay. Well, the chef actually, she relocated as well to where she came from. I believe in Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard. Myself, I'm back in Florida, and some of my partners have actually moved out of the city as well. For most of them, they have kids, so family is their priority. It's easier for me to make a decision because I'm just by myself. Sushi by Boo, Sushi by Bay, we have a total of 5 locations in Manhattan. Those are all closed because we don't have the luxury of having outdoor seating. And also, we'll get into it later about the margins of 25% and 50% occupancy. I also have an izakaya called Moonrise Izakaya on the Upper West Side. That restaurant, surprisingly, is doing the best because I have 55 seats outside. But again, yeah, but that's because I just happen to have a corner location. I have a massive sidewalk, and it was just happened to be that summertime was going to be good for us anyways. We adhere to the 6 foot distance. We adhere to all the policies, the roadblocks. So it does well, but the second it rains, you lose your customers. But a big thing since last time I spoke to everybody is there's no longer the $600 unemployment. That was just directly the stimulate kind of thing. That did make a big change in people who wanted to come back to work. So the last month, we have employees who are now eager to get back to work. And that just helps the business, that helps the hype, it helps the attitude that people are here to work. And it's now a choice of working despite the coronavirus, if you will. So right. It's a tricky situation.
Do you see yourself keeping those restaurants? I mean, you're just waiting for everything to pass pretty much, and then the occupancy level goes back to like at least 50% or higher in New York, and then you'll reopen them, correct?
Correct. Sushi by Boo and Simple Venue, the platform, and Sushi Suite, the companies that I have, and with my partners, we do pride ourselves on the turning unused real estate into real estate gold. And what I mean by that is I don't pay sticker price. I don't have storefront restaurants on the first floor. I don't have easy accessible places. So my rent is very, very low. And so is my overhead. We are able to close down and freeze the accounts without losing. And most of our properties are partnership. So our partners, it's wise of them not to charge me rent while they're not open. So we have a good deal going. So my team is ready. The second we can have 50% occupancy, we're going to go for it. But we are doing one location September 30th, which we'll announce and give it an attempt. The takeout and delivery, unfortunately, didn't go well. Uber Eats, Grubhub, all these companies are 18 to 25%. They clip you for your order. And of course, if it comes packaged, if it comes ruffled up, we get the bad review. So we'll get into that later. But right now, just one location, Moonrise Izakaya, is functioning in New York City.
Okay, got it, got it. We wish you luck on that.
Thank you.
Taku, you're welcome. Taku, tell us about yourself. How has the pandemic, and now besides that, you guys have the fires you got to deal with and on the West Coast. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah. Well, for me, actually, I started YouTube full time last year, actually exactly a year ago in September. So I was lucky, I go back to the restaurant I used to work at and see my old coworkers working, and they're not really doing much. They're just sort of making orders here and there. They're doing to-go orders. It was an omakase style restaurant, so we can't have that at all here in San Francisco. So they're just doing takeout orders, and it's sort of really slow. But for me personally, I've been doing pretty well because I just been making videos, YouTube videos, and when the lockdown first started, I was just doing videos at home on my balcony and just doing like recipes or like how to make sushi rice and things like that. So got through that situation, and then now I'm doing a lot more fishing. And for anybody that doesn't know, I do a lot of catch and cook style videos. So where I go out and fish for all the fish and go foraging for uni, crabs, clams, all kinds of stuff like that. And then I make either sushi or other dishes with those catches. And yeah, I've been doing pretty well recently. And but the fires now have making it a little more of a challenge as well. I can't do like spontaneous trips up to the mountains right now because there's a bunch of fires everywhere in California, and it's pretty much smoky all over the place in California, and it's not so healthy to be outside for long periods of time with that kind of smoke around. So that's kind of been affecting me a little bit, but I've still been able to get out to the ocean and do some fishing and cooking. So yeah, so it's been okay for me. Yeah, pretty good.
Okay. And Hiro-san, I
Yes.
kind of know what's happening in your life, but people, first I have to clear the air. A lot of people comment and say, oh, if we're a couple, that's like, we have a lot of comments in the
we are a couple since 2011.
Yeah, and actually it's funny because I got legally married. I got married last year on September 7th, and the next day, September 8th, I went to my honeymoon. The thing, it wasn't with my wife, it was with you, Hiro. So people were just asking, what the heck was that all about? Oh, work's, you got to work. Work is work. So, well, Hiro, tell us, how has the virus affected you in your daily life or your future plans, your channel and all that?
Yeah, like I said, I'm also doing the YouTube, 100% right now. So, be honest, not really affecting to the coronavirus things to my for my work. I mean, this is the kitchen actually. This is my space. This is the kitchen. I'm just filming all the time. The only thing what's bothering to me is that I used to go to very often to go in dining out, but of course Miami-Dade is now the worst place in the second worst place in America. So many cases going on. I'm not really going out much. Most of the time I'm staying home. I just go buy some stuff for filming, pretty much. But for the coronavirus is not really affecting to me for my lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Chef Andy, I know he started something. well, one reason why he had these Zoom meetings, you know, the sushi community is not that big at all. And the people that are really enthusiastic about it, they really, you know, he wanted to create this kind of a network where we can all come out and help each other in this kind of environment, especially now since so many things are affecting not only your livelihood, your business, and all that. If there's a way that you can pick up a tip or help each other out, you know, that's really what it's all about, you know. So Chef Andy, he started something called the One World Sushi Chef Connection, which is basically something that has to do with food relay. And if you haven't seen it, he's going to talk to you about it now. So Chef Andy, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, it is. Thank you, though. This one is coming, is not just for me and having a hard time to, we'll close down in March, April, and May, and nothing I can do. And the parents, you know, the schools and the parents and how to say things. And then I can think about it, it's a lot of people are closed down and friends and other. Luckily, Tak-san and Hiro-san, you have sushi chef, but they have another main job. But I don't have any main job, so that's why it's a lot of people as they can't do anything. They stay home, lay off, you know, talking with alone and is having a hard time. So I come up with an idea what we can do for them because there's a lot of graduator. I have 1,800 people graduator, but they want a job, they want to work, they want to learn more, but nothing is market. It's there already open. Just a small takeout things. So I said we did a food relay before, but in started in Japan. So same idea. I like to do. Hi Hiro-san, and Tak-san, and David. Can we get together to promote? That's why we started to Zoom meeting to share with it what we can do, what we doing here to support. At the same time, the second project is called One World Sushi Chef Network and a food relay. So we can get a chef able to making your signature of food and then post it to the coming to our Facebook and I post it. So you can share with it for what we do, where are you? So we can spotlight in each chef. So you are not alone. We're with you to supporting you. Because in all famous chef, we're here and we need to what you're doing. I like to see what you're doing. So you're, beginner or futures, or you're doing 10 years, you're in Brazil. This time we have people in Brazil and Switzerland. We're in Canada. We're in anywhere. Okay, so I like to see what you do and show us and show it to the world. So you are not working alone. We're all connected. I like to do 100,000 chef connected. So that's the power of Chef Network together. Then we posting, we are connected to each other. We are contact with each other. We show them each other. So something we can do support and is not in the front of you, but you're all inside and the heart is connected. That kind of power I like to have together. So,
Right.
so I like to have we Tak-san is in the support and Hiro-san and David. We are happy to welcome to the just network. And Hiro-san posted already. We are waiting for the David and Chef Taku is we like to your signature dishes show to the world, and everyone wants to see. And I like to connect it. Those people want to join us to posting. That's what we like to do.
In speaking with Chef Andy, I just want to let everyone know that besides his kind of the One World Sushi Chef Connection, he's planning on doing basically like a seminar, but in-person seminar next year sometime where we can bring everyone together. We can, and bring in some really qualified speakers from Japan. Fortunately, a year ago, as I mentioned, Chef Andy had brought Hiro and I to Japan, to Hokkaido, to see how the rice was grown. And there was probably the most eye-opening experience. I've never been to Japan, of course, but I was so impressed. The food, the people, the culture. If you've never gone to Japan, you must make it on your top of your bucket list to go there. And it wasn't expensive. To eat very good sushi in Japan was not expensive. You know, of course, those, you know, you had the very famous chefs over there, but I'm talking about a regular restaurant that had phenomenal quality fish was superb. And besides the sushi, it was a beef. But more about that later. I know Chef Annie is going to be planning something next year sometime, maybe have like over a weekend, maybe the latest products and have some of the experts in the field, which we have so many just on this panel alone, talk about their real world experience and how to apply that, because sushi is really still a global phenomenon. It's still very, very popular. Everyone still loves to eat it. It's easy and it delivers well, it travels well, and people just enjoy it. So more to that coming very, very soon. I'd like to jump over to Chef David. Tell us about your newest place, Sunset Sushi Bar. Basically, how did you come up with the concept? How did you find that location? And is this a first of many? Is this going to be a chain? And also, because we enjoy listening to you, we have people in the comment section. They really enjoy the knowledge that you share with everyone. Tell us if someone here is in the waiting room or someone who's participating and they want to get a hold of you because they've got some skills. What do you require for someone to work at one of your locations?
Well, to go to the beginning of the question, Sunset Sushi just was kind of still in soft opening. It's not really officially open yet. I'm just still playing around with the menu. I came up with the name. I left New York February 29th and came back down to Florida. This is where I was raised. My mom and dad, my brother are here. I had a boat that I actually bought in October, a small fix-me-up boat. And I was living on it during quarantine, the real quarantine that everyone did together for about 3 months. And it was too long for me to sit still. So while I was down here, I was just looking at the real estate, and I forgot how Florida or anything outside New York City has better prices and more space and up-to-date equipment and almost a better bureaucracy when it comes to logistics of opening a business. So I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to stand still. I decided to take advantage of the market, and I got this restaurant for a lot less than they were asking, and they were asking $150,000 for this restaurant. And the owner was behind 6 months rent, and the place is as is. And I have a beautiful restaurant with a full kitchen. I'll give a tour one day. And I got it for close to nothing. Sunset Sushi for me is more of a passion project. I got the experience for the last 2 weeks what it's like to reintroduce omakase to an area that doesn't have omakase, or even people who can't even pronounce omakase. And in the decade of sushi plus that I did in New York City, from sushi chef from Yasuda, Ichimura, from the godfathers of New York City, to all the new chefs, it's really rewarding to reintroduce sushi to a new county, to a new place. So I think for me, it's a passion project to be home. This could be scaled, it could be multiple, but for me, I'm by myself right now. I just need somewhere to practice. I need somewhere to my little sushi studio, because I was going stir crazy that I couldn't just walk into my restaurants, that I can't talk to customers, that nothing's open. So for the meantime, I'm just hanging out down here and just trying to get past what's going on.
Okay. Tell us about if someone is looking for a job and they have some sushi skills. What does it require? What does it require for them to actually get a job or be able to find a place to work from you and all that?
I think I would say like 3 years minimum. 5 years usually is a good threshold for a sushi chef. There's a lot to look at, but that's kind of like a general sushi test, which would be how do you handle fish? How do you know how to cut? How clean are you? How organized? There's a lot of things to look at. Most of it you can tell before they even start slicing. Demeanor, personality, because a sushi chef has to talk to customers. So it's very unique that they have to be very clean, very organized, and always explaining what's going on and being very well aware. So before they even slice, you kind of have an idea. And then when you see their stance, you can tell right away a sushi chef who knows their way around a sushi bar.
Yeah. All right, great. Really appreciate that, David. There's a lot of people in the chat room. They're saying thanks so much for your information. So we're going to let them in very, very soon. I want to jump up to Chef Andy. Chef Andy, can you tell us about the onigiri project that you have going on? I know it's going to be starting in October 1st. It's basically onigiri action. Onigiri action.
Yeah, it's Onigiri Action is doing for last 3 years. It's Table for Two. It's one of the organizations started to in Japan, probably by 10, 15 years ago. The Onigiri Action is when you are making a rice ball and then post it by their own Onigiri Action post it, and it coming to all over the world. That happened to we're donating is probably by 50 cents on a post-it or something like that from a sponsor. Those money is going to Africa to the serving in the meal for the kids. So supporting to its food services support to the Africa and the kids. People don't have it in any food. Those one we have been doing for last 10 years. We're in the West Coast and support organization on Table for Two. So this is a new project for that. And then we do onigiri action to bento boxes, something like that. We support to those things. You can see to onigiri action, you can do Facebook or Instagram things is there too. We did a month ago, me and Hiro-san, we did the edamame action, the same idea at food Table for Two action. Those one is coming to October 1st to 1 month an action. So kind of join us if you can. So we'd like to do in and out classes and also some an action too. So that's happens. And then also go back and it's one more things I'd like to talk about. One World Sushi Chef Network things is this one is connecting support to the people are doing for all over the world for the sushi chef. This is the power of many connection support and many seafood company harvesting or farming and seafood industry. We do support, and then also all distributor and of Japanese food industry, ingredients, and then sake company, and then also we do transportation. There's many transportation people working for truck company to transport, import, exporting. And so we do a lot of supporting too. And then also, interesting in a Wagyu and the people starting to Wagyu eating as Japanese beef as the industry. And also, it's many support workers, servers. It should be a dishwasher to a team from the restaurant. So it's not just them thinking supporting and a chef. The supporting a chef get the many people connected as a support. It's so big restaurant industry a lot to beverages to ingredients and another. So thinking it bigger, not just too small for food day, but you can see we support you and then also support so big industry people to support. So I like to do as soon as possible and keep going. Yeah. Thank you.
Sounds great. Yeah. So yeah, be on the lookout. I really love what Chef Annie just said. This community is very, very small. If we can help each other out in any way, we'd love to do that. David, we'd love to go up to your restaurant and showcase what you're doing and show the rest of the world, because a lot of people don't have the opportunity to go there and try your food. And we've seen rave reviews, and you're definitely in the good place to be right now, in terms of, setting up your niche market and, putting that sushi chef footprint all over the place. So,
definitely.
okay. Taku, we'll give you the closing words, and we're going to open up after that for some question and answers from some of the guests who are waiting. So
I'm just going to ask a quick question to Chef David. So I know Hiro through his YouTube, right? And then Chef Andy on his Instagram. And I know you because you also are on YouTube, but you don't make your own videos. You you've been on just like on Eater or things like that, right?
Correct.
And so how did you get to be on their channel?
Well, first of all, I can say I'm jealous because everybody has a YouTube channel but me. So, and I'm the one who likes to talk the most. I worked with Eater for about 5 years, kind of when the big sushi boom happened in New York City, when Nakazawa first came out and Jiro's movie. I was doing an interview with Eater. It was actually after the glove issue we were having with the Department of Health about bare hand contact, and there was a whole petition about it. It was quite the drama to have. It was the greatest problem to have at the time. And I did an interview with Eater, and they said, you speak very well on camera. And I said, well, people have their camera in my face every single day, so I'm used to being with it. So they asked me if I want to do one show, like one episode, and I said yes. And I guess I did something right. They gave me a call, and we ended up doing 2 seasons, and I won an Emmy with them, and that's my YouTube fame.
Nice.
Thank you.
Right, that's the yes. Sorry, sir. That's the right timing because it's he started to restaurant in the area in New York, and then grab roll comes in, and New York is everywhere. So health department changed big time. Then all sushi chefs had gloves on it, and it looked so bad. Now as people are starting to calling me, and what we need to do, a lot of people need help. And we're talking and David and then on and on and on and things that happen. So we had an interview for Sacramento and health department thing, the big issue thing was. So that's on 2014, actually. That's the big issue as it happened was.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, in my opinion, is, the most important thing is to practice good hand washing techniques, because people think just because you're wearing a glove, that surface on your glove must be clean. But I can't tell you how many times you go into a fast food place. I even videotaped it one time. Some guy had gloves on. He had gloves. He took it out to dump some garbage here at a local fast food restaurant. And then he went back and started doing what he's doing. I mean, this is horrible. People think that just because you have gloves on, that everything's fine and you're safe. But that's such a false pretense, So, okay, gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm going to open it up to some questions and answer. We have a whole bunch of people here that have asked they wanted to speak. The first one is Matt. Matt, he wants to ask a question. How do we let Matt in? Can Matt? We have Matt. We have Brian. Let me see if I can find Matt.
Matt, just unmute and start your video, then you can ask your questions.
Okay, go ahead, Matt. Okay, I see he's unmuted. Matt, are you there? How about, let's go to Brian, B-R-Y-A-N, Brian. You've got a question?
I do. Good morning to the panel. Good morning to Sensei. Andy, I just completed my 4th week at the Sushi Chef Institute, and just wanted to let everybody know if you have a passion for sushi and you think about it as a potential career, even at going on 50 years old, like I am, look into it. It's an amazing experience. So I have just quick questions for actually the 3 panel members. The first one is for David. David, do you remember this from class?
Do I remember what?
Do you remember this from when you attended the Sushi Chef Institute?
Remember what?
This is what I'm holding in my hand.
By hand things?
He's holding that thing up on the camera.
Yeah.
The 6th step? Or the 8th step, of course.
Yes. I just, the whole time this has been going on, this is what we use to practice nigiri. And I've done this in the last week, maybe 600 times, the steps that David just showed. But
now I see you. I apologize.
That's the luck with Sunset Sushi.
keep that in your pocket at all times and just keep playing with it.
That's correct. Thank you, and best of luck with Sunset. My next question on comment is for Taku. How is Jocelyn?
She's doing well. Yeah, we just got back from a trip to San Diego actually, and yeah, her plants are doing well still.
Glad.
I think Jocelyn's more popular than you, Taku.
And lastly, to Hiro, about 2 years ago, I'm an avid fisherman here that my sensei knows. I've been fishing, Southern California, San Diego for 20 years, and so this particular last few seasons have been amazing for bluefin tuna here. So I needed to do something different. So I actually watched one of Hiro's videos and listened to Charles' voice. And that's sort of made my, it steered me in the direction that I'm in now in attending the Sushi Chef Institute. So, Hiro, thank you very much. That video 2 years ago has changed my life.
Yeah, thank you so much for being part of the Sushi Chef family. We really appreciate that, Brian, and of course being part of the YouTube channels. If you haven't seen Taku's, check his out too. The guy's, it's so entertaining to watch. But thank you for being here. Let's move on to Maccabi. Maccabi Benjamin, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I don't know what's wrong with my camera, but I've been communicating with Chef David over the past couple of days about Sunset Sushi. And I just wanted to know, what is it like? Is it like the sushi by Boo, like the timed omakases, or is it more like not as structured?
As of right now, it's not as structured. Also, there's no time restraint here. New York City is a bustling city, so we can get away with doing 30-minute, 1-hour seatings, and it's fun, it's appealing. Here in Boca Raton, we got plenty of time, and since there's still a pandemic, we have even more time. So one customer can sit for 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. But my menu is—
let's see the camera, man.
My menu is starting to come together, and I think it's going to be about an hour and a half standard sushi menu.
Sounds great. I'm excited to meet you hopefully in the future. I think I'm coming in tonight.
I think so. Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you, Maccabi. Any more questions from you? Any other questions for him?
Yeah, I'd like to speak, if that's okay.
Sure, please.
Yeah, first, just a big shout out to you, David. I've been to your hotel location, and man, that was the most awesome experience ever. The most creative that I've ever seen, and I don't know anywhere other place that probably has that. So thank you for even putting that out there. And then just shout out to Taku and Hiro. I'm not a sushi chef. I'm trying to be at home. I'm learning myself, and your YouTube videos are the most helpful, and pretty much my classes, my institute that I've been utilizing. I follow you too as well, Andy, but I'm always wishing there's an institute in San Francisco. I'm located here in the Bay Area. So my question is really to Taku. Just any of your suggestions or recommendations for myself, something in a situation where I'm working full time and I'm not in the restaurants, but I want to learn. I'm using the YouTube videos and I'm practicing. Well, what other suggestions do you think I should do to kind of improve my skills or kind of get down that path of being a better sushi chef?
I think you should just keep doing it. Yeah, order some fish, practice filleting, practice your knife skills. That's always something you can do at home, right? You can always you have cucumber. Hiro's got that great katsuramuki video. So, practice things like that, a little more like sushi chef style knife skills, right? So that's always something you're gonna need if you wanna be a sushi chef. So, and you can practice that all day long at home. You don't need anybody else there. Yeah, so just keep at it, keep at the knife skills, and there's always room for improvement. Practice filleting fish. I do a lot of, tutorial type things when I'm filleting my fish. I talk through the whole process of filleting. So, if you haven't mastered that yet, definitely do that. That's always something you can do at home. And after the whole, shutdown, all the restaurants open back up, then you can possibly go stage at some restaurants. You can just go ask like I did, like, hey, can I work here? Can I try it out? Can I stage? Can I shadow somebody? You know, so yeah.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. We have another one. I know the Pastor Chef. Pastor Chef, you like to come on? Please, we'd love for you to be as a guest. Pastor Chef is one of our supporters on YouTube as well as Patreon. We want to thank you so much for being here, as well as we see him over on Instagram. Love to hear from you if you'd like to say a few words.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Okay, now we got you. Yes. Hey, how are you?
I want to say thank you for your YouTube. I've learned a lot through those. In fact, my daughter's birthday celebration is this weekend, and we cooked sushi last night. So it was a pleasure to be able to learn from you guys. I've watched many of your videos, and they're all pretty good. So I've enjoyed them. And I've got a few videos of my own, but I don't have the good equipment to film the videos yet. So I'm hoping in the future I can have some better equipment so I can kind of show some things that I've learned as well. So what kind of equipment, if any of you can share, what kind of equipment do you use?
Taku?
Me? I use Sony cameras. I have a couple of them. I have a A6400 camera, and then I also have this newer Sony vlogging kind of camera that's called a ZV-1, and I also have GoPros as well for filming. Yeah.
What do we use in the studio with Hiro? I use a Sony A6500. That's my go-to studio camera. And the funny thing is, if you've seen the videos with Taku, I brought my bag of equipment and I had it behind my back, but the places that he took me, if I were to hold my camera, I would have lost in the water, on the rocks or something. So all those videos that you see with Taku, you know, looking for the sea urchin, for the monster eel, all those were filmed with my iPhone. I have an iPhone XS Max, and I use the highest frames per second. I believe it's 60 frames per second. That's what I'm using. So it gives it really the best clarity. You know, I'll say it's not the best, but when you're out there in the water and just walking on those rocks, where you have to be so careful, because in a split second you could lose your balance and fall backward or fall forward, and it'd be all over. You'd have a horrible time. And just to hike down from where he brought us was an incredible feat. I was not prepared physically, neither was Hiro. And trying to get back up was like, when I looked up that mountain, I'm like, oh my God, don't tell me we gotta keep walking. And here, Taku and Justin, I walk around like it's nobody's business. And then we get to a place where we're looking for a sea urchin, and Taku, of course, he climbs up that, it's like almost a vertical 12-foot wall and grabbing onto seaweed. I'm like, I'm just pretending like, yeah, not a problem. Yeah, you do it. Yeah, but I'm good here, you know? So he went up and he got the uni and all that.
Yo, do a face reveal.
Yeah, coming soon. So the Pastor Chef, let me ask you, what part of the country do you live in?
I'm actually in central Alabama.
Okay, all right, great. There's some great place. What are you getting your fish now to make sushi?
Really, I order frozen fish from Sizzle Fish. It's an online delivery service, and they ship it frozen.
All right.
And a lot of it's salmon. I do a lot of salmon recipes.
Okay.
Is what I work with. I really was interested in that. Was it Picafrost that Hiro uses? That's pretty interesting. And
yeah.
And
Picafrost is
but that's kind of we're very limited here in Central Alabama on what we can get. So I have to be creative.
There's a company that we'll just kind of give them a shout out now. It's called the Riviera Seafood Club. I know Taku uses them. You can see him use their products online, and we're going to be using their products too in the weeks to come. They have a phenomenal selection of top quality seafood and shellfish, and even have Wagyu beef. So they're really expanding their catalog, and they're based out of the LA area, but they supply, you know, they have like tuna farms down in the Baja California region in Mexico. They use at Campeche, which is a great farm fish as well. Yeah, but just keep on the lookout. You can again follow Taku on his Instagram, or even us. You'll probably see it. They have real wasabi as well. So this is the biggest problem. Like, you know, like you're in the middle of the country and you can't get fresh seafood. Well, nowadays, because of COVID, people are just really looking to get their product out because it's not so simple. And a lot of people home don't want to travel out to the grocery store and whatnot. So you're going to have some really great options coming soon. Of course, for us, Backer Frost is one of the top companies as well. You can check them out, and they're giving a discount. So, pleasure. All right, we're at 2 o'clock. So, you know, I don't want to keep everyone so long. And don't feel obligated. I don't know about Chef Andy, Taku. I know David. You're busting your chops now, man. And we wish you so much success. We can't wait to go there and see you, support you, and do a video with you. If that's good, we can show everyone really what's happening in your place.
I can't wait. I definitely want to be part of the YouTube magic. You guys are doing great things. And, you know, it's funny. I used to watch, because I learned to, you know, read, write, speak some Japanese in my day. So before all these videos were available to people in the Western world, I had to type in Japanese, and you can find sushi vinegar, you can find how to fillet fish. But it was always a secret. But now that you have all these gentlemen here making it very easy and very commutable, there's even going to be a big surge in people learning to cook. And Sushi Chef Institute, one of the great things that Sensei does is he teaches you the foundation of all cooking, and about nimono and dashi stocks and different kinds of pickling techniques. So it's really important that when filleting fish, that there's so many uses of the fish. And I think the Japanese culture circumference has really embodied how to use and not waste. So I'm so happy to see this generation of chefs now explaining to the world. And they're not in Japan doing it. They're doing it in their backyards, which is our backyards. So it's a very cool time to be alive, and very interesting to see the cultural connection from the Japanese who have honed in craft for so many years, and now the secrets are out. And the infatuation is, as you can see, from Alabama to Sweden is 10 out of 10. People are super interested.
Right, absolutely. Looking at the chat room, there's a couple more people that they have questions. They want to join in. Thomas? Tuchimoto? Thomas? How about Key? K-I-E, Key?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Key.
Yeah.
I got a question for Taku. Like, how long do you practice making sushi before, like, you can truly master it? And I got a question for Hiro too. Like, when you first got to the U.S., how do you know that that the U.S. citizens are going to like sushi there? How do you know that there's going to be a market for sushi in the U.S. when you first got to the U.S. in '91?
Well, the question is...
Okay, Hiro, his question is, when you were planning to come to the United States and you were a sushi chef, how do you know that there was going to be a market? How do you know sushi was going to be popular? Because if it wasn't popular, you would be bringing your skills, but no one's going to be using it.
I believe 1991, it was already, sushi was very popular in States already. I mean, the question is, is it? Yeah, 91 is already sushi. Sushi is already very popular in United States already.
I think in Miami, basically, I know Hiro, he started in the Washington, D.C. area. My family actually had a sushi restaurant back in 1988 in Miami. That's how long we go back. And it was a fast food business, and then it turned into a restaurant. So I would say it was popular, a lot of curiosity, but a lot of people thought that, like, we had some Germans come in and sit down in our restaurant, and we brought them like a moriawasi, different kinds of sushi, nigiri, and then they saw it and they were like surprised. They thought all those different fish that you listed on the menu were going to come cooked. They didn't know it was going to be raw. So we had a lot of that going on. I believe now it's, you know, I don't even know if it's hit its peak yet. It seems like everyone's doing sushi. A lot of people are doing home delivery. I see it a lot here in the Miami area. Obviously, you're supposed to have a special license, but people are just putting an Instagram story. They're sponsoring it, and they're doing kind of like home delivery, home catering parties and all that. So I will say this, though. Some people that I see doing this, and they're kind of telling you what kind of fish they're using. And I'll use an example. They're using Alaskan salmon, wild salmon, to make sushi rolls. And they don't talk about, you know, they're using the proper parasite destruction techniques to freeze the fish. If they're not doing it, you know, there's a risk of people getting sick. You know, when you hire a professional sushi chef, not just someone who likes to do in the weekend or someone who's a hobbyist, you know, you run the risk of getting sick, and people don't realize that. Just down the street, there was a bubble tea place from where I live, and he's, you know, besides a bubble tea, he was serving salmon sushi and salmon hand rolls and all that. And I asked him, where do you get the salmon from? He goes, oh, just across the street at the supermarket. I mean, this is raw fish laying around with other raw fish that's probably contaminated already. And no one ever even blinks an eye. No, they just think, well, if it's sushi, it's sushi. But, you know, with all the chefs out there, you gotta take the responsibility of doing the right thing and treating the fish with the respect and the customers with the utmost amount of respect, because you don't want to get anyone sick, you know? So, does that answer your question, Key? You had another question from someone else?
Yes, I got a question for Taku. Like, you weren't a chef, right, when you started making sushi? Like, how long do you practice before you, like, you're really good at it?
So personally, I'm not a master sushi chef. So that's Hiro, right? I'm not even close. I don't have nearly as much experience as any of these other chefs. I only started in 2014, so I'm like still like new to the game, right? Like new to sushi, but there's like a lot more for me to learn. But to be able to make sushi and, you know, present it in a way that looks good, I guess just takes, I guess, a couple years, 2-3 years, and you can make it. You know, any of the sushi chefs, like not just us here, but any sushi chef can pretty much do what I do on YouTube. There's just like not that many that are doing it on YouTube, right? So it might look like a little intimidating, but pretty much if you've been doing sushi for 2-3 years, you can pretty much do what I do.
Okay, thanks for the information.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Key. All right, let's go to Tanya. Tanya's got a question.
Hi.
Hey, Tanya.
Hi. So Vivian and Tanya here. As somebody who just likes to, like, you know, work with fish just for fun, like no chef training whatsoever. I know that there's like fish in the supermarket, but I was wondering if there we're based on the West Coast in the Bay Area. I was wondering if there was any kind of like fish markets or like markets that just kind of have like fresh catches of the day that we can purchase fish from.
I'll say a couple things, and then Taku, because you're in the Bay Area. There's a place out of LA. They have many locations called Matsuda. Thank you. Sorry about that. One of the largest locations is in Torrance, California. I know that's not the Bay Area, but
that's where I'm from.
Oh, that's where you're from. Okay.
Yeah.
So Torrance, that Matsuda is incredible. They have not only fresh fish that you make sushi every single day, from toro to hamachi to sweet shrimp to uni trays, many small uni trays. That's a really incredible source. I believe I don't know if they have another market. Maybe Taku, you can recommend someone a type of supermarket up in your area.
Which city you have, Tanya?
They're in the San Francisco area.
San Francisco,
oh, San Francisco area. They have little Tokyo. They have a nice seafood market there too. I think it's still open there.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we have like you can go to Nijiya, right? Nijiya is like
Nijiya market, yeah.
I'm sure you're familiar with. But we still, if you want to like do local fish markets, if you want to go to those, I go to one in the Missions here and there. It's called Sunfat Seafood, and yeah, they have pretty good fish. They have good selection and a decent quality too. But if you want to have like sushi quality, if you want to make sushi with your fish, then I've been working with Riviera Seafood Club, and they have really good fish. So yeah, I would suggest them. So they have tuna, they have kampachi, they have red snapper, and salmon too, I think. And
yeah, it's Bouhadana seafood crab. You can typing out on the website. They're our partnership. We do, and we have been dealing with the last about 15 years. And son is working Matt Ito. He is having started to about a few years, and he shipped to you a small portion, even a total tuna. They're having an industry, in a father industry, over 225 years. So they know very well. I went to the farm in Ensenada for tuna farm also. So they have a top quality one. So they can deliver it to you as a small portion, individual. So it should be a good benefit for that too.
Okay.
And then I guess Victor made a comment. Victor says the seafood center is also available in the San Francisco area. So
I see. Thank you so much. It's been so hard, especially during COVID, we used to go eat omakase like all the time, not all the time, not all the time. But yeah, it's so hard as like just consumers to find like good fresh fish sometimes. Taku, shout out to you actually. We just bought diving gear and we're gonna go for that uni. And thank you. I was totally inspired by your video. So
there's so much. There's plenty of uni.
Thank you.
Yeah.
do they need that? Do they need a fin though? The fin is for going on the water. No, for the uni. Yeah. For the uni,
you can dive
that's over the Half Moon Bay.
Yeah, diving for uni it's much easier. You'll find them everywhere. You literally can't miss it. I have a video coming out on Tuesday where you'll see like I go diving and then it's just like the floor is covered with purple. So yeah, good luck to you guys, and thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. All right, let's go to Thomas. Thomas, are you still there?
Hello.
Hey, Thomas.
Hi. I just wanted to say to Taku that I really love your videos. Me and my mom always look forward to like Taku Tuesdays to see your newest creation. And that's super cool to see someone like making sushi and like fishing in places that like I see whenever I'm driving up and down the coast or something. I've been subbed for over a year now, and I've just never regretted it once. And I want to thank you and Hiro for help spreading like the Japanese culture on the internet and putting it into the light for like people to see and watch whenever they want.
Awesome, thank you, appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much, Thomas. So we really appreciate that. Just for people who don't know, I started a restaurant back in 2011, and the whole thing with the YouTube started out as, Hiro, how do we get people to know that you really exist in the kitchen? Because Hiro's work area was so small, all the way back in the deep part of the kitchen, and we had a little write-up about him on the menu. So he's like, oh, we both had our own personal YouTube channels. And then we're like, well, let's just do one for the restaurant. That's how it started out, just kind of marketing for the restaurant. And then kind of got how we made everything for the restaurant. And then we didn't have anything else to make. Then start out with making a sushi roll out of Big Mac, and kind of went downhill from there. So, but it's all in the sense of fun. We're kind of bringing it back to the roots. People who don't know Hiro, they don't realize what a genius this man is. And I'm not just saying that because we work together on this YouTube channel, but if anyone ever had an opportunity to work with him, I can tell you his skills are incredible. Anyone can make really great sushi look beautiful, but when you've got tickets that keep coming out and don't stop printing, and you need one man it's kind of like going to war, right? You start your night and it goes slow, and then all of a sudden the tickets start coming, and we're just like looking at each other, because I've been his assistant, but he had to roll it. I basically packaged everything, and he was like nonstop for hours and hours. So I have to give him a little credit there, because people don't realize we do a lot of fun stuff on YouTube. But to everyone out there, Thomas, thank you. And we're glad to been doing it for so long and just showcase people. And Taku brings a whole nother angle where he actually has to go hunt for it. Sometimes Hiro and I look, I'm like, boy, I wonder how the weather is. I hope Taku can catch something, because some of his videos, he's going fishing, and thank God he forwards it. If he had to do a live stream, he'd be there for hours. His batteries would probably run out, because he didn't catch anything for hours upon hours. But great job, man, great job, and
thank you.
We're excited to be part of this whole community. So
yeah, thank you.
Okay, that's pretty much it. I don't know. Anyone else? Anyone else?
I want one thing. One thing that I want to say. You can see is now started to reduce Zoom and third time, and everybody looks like a Hiro-san, a superstar, and David is so famous, and Chef Taku is is very famous right now. As I'm working for hard, but you can think there's a lot of people watching us right now at this moment, but it's no one know who you are at this moment. Is back in maybe 10 or 15 years, and nobody know me, and 20 years is we're not here. Is no one knows who you are. Now technology is coming to share with all who you are. So and people are be alone and working in a sushi bar right now, or in a home, and then post it and then show them someone, and then we watching you. So you are becoming a famous, or you're a well-known person soon. So don't give up, and we can try hard to posting somehow using a technology. It is good for the kitchen, but sometimes taking picture what you do, and then a posting to show to everyone. So to making you could be a famous someday. So we came up ahead at a time, about 10 years, 5 years, 6 years, or whatever it is. But you could be start anytime soon. Now. So.
Yeah, a lot of Chef Andy's students are big time stars now. They have Michelin three-star restaurants like year after year. What is that name of the Chef Andy from the Napa Valley?
Yeah, he's Kyle Kanat, and he come to me. He was 25 years old. I training him in 2 months, but now he's in a Michelin 3-star. If he's still having a hard time, his restaurants go single thread and then up about Sonoma County. So wonderful guys, and 20 years ago.
Yeah,
he's now a very famous guy, on top and 50 in the world.
Yeah, that's incredible. Congratulations. And that's really speaks volume. And also I was going to mention earlier that about the cruises, Chef Andy he's one of the chef consultants of Holland America. And if you see a Japanese restaurant on the Holland American cruise, that's his. And we were fortunate enough to be invited earlier this year, right again when COVID just about started really hitting everywhere bad. We were able to join him on a cruise in the Caribbean down to Mexico and back up. It was incredible. The food, the staff, and just the setting. Holland America is really a top cruise. And hopefully when things pass, we can join you again, Chef Andy. It wasn't, and look for some videos coming soon. We haven't shared anything, obviously, because of the current situation, but you'll be seeing stuff from him. So
yeah, it's a new ship is coming next year, July. And so another ship, new Western is coming in. And yes, we have my signature Nami Sushi on the ship too. So I can't wait to see.
Yeah, you probably see on Instagram. Okay, that's pretty much it. I don't have any more questions from anyone here. Thank you so much all for being here. We kind of went overboard a little bit. We wanted to keep it to about an hour, but with question and answer, we don't want to miss anyone who might have any questions to ask. So thank you so much to the panelists, Chef Andy for setting things up, Taku for being here, part of the channel, of course, Chef David. We can't wait to see you very, very soon. And love from the Sushi family. If you guys need anything, reach out to any one of these gentlemen. And if we can help you in any way, we love to do it. The sushi world is really just a small community, and the people here is even smaller. So we just really thank you for being here, and hope to see everyone very soon.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you on the gram, I guess.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.